like homework or something.
Okay.
But as you told me yesterday's work, I didn't get a chance. I'm being very honest to you, and I'm not gonna blame you end of the session or end of the class, but I'm trying my level best, and I'm not gonna let you go because once we are done with the training,
Mm-hmm.
still I'm gonna stick to you because I will have to go to, and doesn't matter. I will pay for that. It's not an issue, but I want you to stick with me at least for 10th or 15th of January. You know,
Okay.
by the time I will be ready.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Yogesh. So, yeah, so I would suggest you, when
Mhm.
you find some time, please, try to give some insights on the assignment which I have given on yesterday. Okay, not today. Okay, not possible in yesterday's class. So maybe
So yeah,
today or
that was the thing I wanted to explain you because let's say I came, I took your meeting when I was working,
uh-huh.
and I came like around. I'm not supposed to explain everything because you have so many clients or so many people or so many students like me. But what happened is I came like 1:30 in the morning at the home, and then situation was like, by 8:30 I had to 8:30 in the morning I had to go back, and then I just came home. uh
Okay.
Meanwhile I was coming back and I was driving and I was just texting that today we do have
Yeah,
a meeting or what's going
understood,
on. So
man.
sorry.
Understood. No problem, no issues. So let's take it, maybe after other day. So,
Hmm.
so far, I have given you demo on, roles and responsibilities of a business analyst. So, second class, it talks about, waterfall method. What is a waterfall method in SDLC?
Hmm.
You should be familiar with, what is a waterfall method. Yesterday's class, I spoke to you about agile.
Agile.
Uh, yeah, yes. So, let me give you, quick backup of, quick, a quick recap of whatever we have discussed so far. So, business analyst roles and responsibilities of in any IT project. So, it's a kind of major responsibilities or requirement gathering. So he identify the stakeholders. He identify the stakeholders and requirement, gather the requirement, and document them and present them to the development team. So he will make sure everything is goes in a smooth process. So requirement gathering. So major responsibility of any business analyst in any organization. He works on requirement gathering. So he will document those requirements. We call it as a BRD. BRDs,
Hmm.
FRDs, business requirement document, functional requirement
So
specification.
sir,
Yeah,
Mohan sir,
yeah.
when will I come to know about this terminology like BRD or FRD or?
Yes, as we progress, I will let you know. I will. What is a BRD? What does it contain? How a business analyst will work on real time? How a business analyst will write on BRD? So, as the class progresses, you will be knowing all of those things. Okay.
Mhm.
So those are the roles. He will be acts as he is the liaison between the stakeholders and the technical team. So that is the major
Mhm.
role and responsibilities of a business analyst. So next it comes to the waterfall methodology. Waterfall methodology, it's a step-by-step approach. Requirement gathering phase, design phase, software development phase, testing phase, deployment phase, maintenance phase. This is like a kind of a waterfall, one after another. So after requirement phase, you will have to work on your design phase. So after design phase, you will have to work on development phase. So it is like a step by step approach. After one phase, the other phase is going to start. So that is the waterfall methodology. The main advantage, disadvantage of the waterfall methodology is, when the requirements are constant, the requirements are not changing, then we will go for a waterfall model. It's a most legacy model. So yesterday's class we discussed about agile methodology. Agile
Right.
methodology is the one methodology which is dynamic, which allows the customer to, impose their requirements in dynamic. Requirements are not consistent, not constant throughout the process. At this stage of, requirement gathering phase, client have agreed upon some requirement documents. So there are high chances of, changing that existing requirements throughout the process. Here the requirements are not consistent across the process. It's more dynamic in nature. Client at any point in time, client can come and he can propose his new requirements. So it is like, not consistent or not constant across the system. So that is how agile methodology. Also, it's more dynamic in nature. It is name itself. It is saying agility, more dynamic. It allows, requirement changes here and there. It's not, requirements are not constant throughout the process. So agile is more dynamic in nature. We What are the different agile ceremonies we have? So do you remember, sir, agile ceremonies?
A little bit.
Mm, can you please let me know what you have remembered? Agile ceremonies.
Adult ceremonies means I'm sorry, I'm not going to lie to you.
Agile ceremonies, sprint planning.
Sprint planning, yeah. So
Correct.
14 days of a sprint, like 2 weeks,
Uh,
and we have to. It depends on the priority,
mhm.
and
Sprint planning. Next comes to the sprint. Sorry, daily stand-up.
right,
Next.
right. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I apologize for that
No problem. Why?
because
Because
I,
when you were following me, so have a hold of everything. So it's like very important question. Agile. You will have to have what are the different agile ceremonies. Sprint planning, sprint day. Next it comes to the sprint a daily stand up. After that, sprint review. Okay.
Mhm,
After that, sprint retrospective.
right,
Okay, next backlog refinement. So you will have to have a always you have a note of what are the scrum, agile ceremonies. Next it comes to the what are the different roles in agile. Product owner. Next it
mhm,
comes to scrum master. Next it's a development team. Product owner
r-
always works with stakeholders and work on prioritizing the product backlog. He's responsible for maintaining the product backlog. So next is
right.
Scrum Master. Scrum Master facilitate the Scrum team. He conducts the
Mhm,
meeting. He resolve the impediments. He is making sure the project goes in a smooth manner. He's responsible for conducting the Scrum meeting. So that is all about Scrum Master.
solely,
Development.
right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Next to development team. Development team is like a team who works on that, team on developing, some applications. So these are the most important roles in the Scrum. Okay.
Okay.
Agile Scrum. So this is the quick recap of 3 day session.
Mhm,
So today we discuss on what is in high I. I'm sorry for that. What
no
are the
problem.
different types of IT companies? Okay, IT company hierarchy of how a
Okay.
IT architecture looks like. What are the different IT companies we have in the real-time market?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
uh, so
Executive level, management level, technical level, business analyst level, and quality assurance. Okay.
actually, types of the IT company, software development companies. So
Okay.
software development companies. So this is the one of the type of the companies focus on designing, developing, testing, and maintaining the software applications. Software development companies focus on designing. Okay, designing any
Okay.
software. developing that, testing that, and maintaining that software application. This is the one of the company type of the company, software development company. For examples, Microsoft, Oracle, Adobe. So these three are
Mm-hmm.
the companies who falls under the category of software development companies. Next,
Okay.
IT services companies. So IT services companies in the sense provide a range of IT services, including consulting, system integration, and outsourcing. So it's a
Okay.
kind of, they will outsource, it's a kind of companies like, consulting, system integration, including consulting and outsourcing. They deal with that, outsource their services, they will outsource. So when I'm talking about, outsource in the sense, when you are working for a company called Cognizant, what does it do? It outsources their services. They will deploy their employees, to the foreign companies, or like that. That's a real time
Yeah.
example. It's a IT service company. They do provide the services. Is we call it as a service based companies. We call it as, why? Because in our real-time example, anyone client, our pizza delivery system need some software application, or online portal. So if they come to the Cognizant, what Cognizant will do, they will do some IT portal for them. It's a kind of service, IT service. We call it as a. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next,
So friends
yeah.
of
So,
mine,
yes, when
friends of
I'm talking about Microsoft, Microsoft has their own product. It's a product
okay.
based. Okay, Azure, it's a Microsoft's own Oracle database. Adobe, their own product. They don't outsource anything. So they have their own product. They have their own mechanism wherein as they will develop or their own software, and they will sell it. So that is where the difference lies between IT service based companies and product based companies. So IT service based companies, they do provide services to their clients. So the
Their
major
clients.
difference,
Okay.
yeah. So hardware companies. So this is one of the type of company where it is specialized in manufacturing computer hardware components. When you take any computer, you say the motherboard, a keyboard. Inside that, you will see the motherboard.
RAM
So
or whatever.
RAM chip, yeah, yes, those hardware components. So hardware, these there are few companies who is predominantly working on that manufacturing those computer hardware components. We call it as a hardware companies. Here the real time examples are Intel, Dell, HP. So Intel, Dell,
Mm-hmm.
HP, Intel motherboard. When you see, any computer, you will see the Intel on that. So when you any laptop, it's a Dell laptop. I own a Dell laptop. I own a HP laptop. The people use it to say like that. So these hardware companies major focus on manufacturing the computer hardware components. Next, it comes to
Right.
the telecommunication companies. So, telecommunication companies offer services related to communication networks, including internet and phone services. Example, Verizon, Vodafone. So, these telecommunication companies, offer services related to communication networks. In the sense, who are
Mm-hmm.
good in Vodafone. When you earlier in the 2017, it's a revolution wherein as we have a network wherein as we deployed Vodafone SIM in our phone. So we used to talk, it's like a few companies dedicated to telecommunications. So like internet providers, phone services. Verizon is one of the major client which deals with the telecommunication. So
Mm-hmm.
AT&T is also one of the company. So this is the one of the type of the company we have.
So
E-commerce, yeah.
so when it comes to the banking or financial sector, what is gonna happen?
Yeah,
Like
that is what. Banking in IT service companies. It comes down under the category, IT service companies. So there is one another company, as you said, it has their own bank, their own set of IT service providers. So I can give you some example like DBS. DBS is
okay.
the company. It has their own banking services. It has their own IT services, everything in it. So that is the one example I can give you. So they might outsource their services to any other companies, or any service based companies, or also they can do their own systems are developed. That is also can be done. So IT service companies might it fall under IT service companies. Okay. If suppose they
Okay.
they are running their own product, it comes to the product based companies. The bank itself, JP Morgan. JP
Mm-hmm.
Morgan is a bank wherein as it has their own products developed. So you can consider JP Morgan as a product based. Okay. It's a
Okay.
bank. It's a big bank. There are chances, JP Morgan can outsource few of the work to the external parties or third parties. They can
But
outsource few of the work
it
to the
comes.
TCS.
Uh,
Okay.
okay. So any banking sector or any financial sectors come under the IT service companies, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
You can consider like, any company is outsourcing their services.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They are providing the services to the any third party. That
What about the
scenario.
Morgan Stanley?
Yeah, Morgan Stanley also it comes under it's like its own. If they outsource to the third party, it comes as IT service based company.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay,
Understand.
like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Second, like it's a kind of yeah. So yeah, it's a kind of it's like yeah. As again as so Morgan Stanley is a financial service corporation. It's a kind of it deals with leading investment banks and wealth management for Morgan Stanley. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a kind of if suppose they have their own company, they do their own products, then we call it as a product based. If suppose they're outsourcing their any IT service based companies, we call it as IT service. Next, e-commerce companies operate online platforms for buying and selling goods and services. Example, Amazon, Alibaba, eBay. These companies comes under a category of e-commerce companies.
E-commerce.
Yeah. So operate on online platforms. When you take any online platform like Amazon, you Flipkart. So what these companies they are responsible for maintaining those online platform where is those buyers will buy and sellers will sell. So for buying and selling goods and services, so for the real time examples are Amazon, Alibaba, eBay. Okay. Yeah. So this is the one type.
Okay.
Next
Okay.
it comes to the startups. Small startups comes under the category of small innovative companies with a focus on developing new technologies or services. Example, Airbnb, Uber, Spotify. So these are the companies which evolved, very startup, like innovative companies, small innovative companies with a focus on developing new technologies or services. Startups in the sense, it's not a large organizations. It starts with some limited number of employees and their services also. It's a kind of Uber is a startup. It's a real time example for startup. It was not established startup in the sense, I can say that they have the limited services. It is a kind of they don't have any base. Okay, they have some business idea whereas they will come up with some, they will hire some team who is expertise in that area. So they will come as a form as a startup and they will provide the services, technology services. So that is what these are the different types of companies. So when I'm talking about IT hierarchy, how a real time you're new to the any IT company, you're not yet started working in IT a company. So when you start working on any IT organization, so how the IT architecture, how the hierarchy follows, where the how the tree, in any IT company, how the tree organization tree, how you're going to here I'm just giving you the high level picture of IT company hierarchy. So when I'm talking about executive level, CEO, CIO, responsible for overall company strategy and performances. Chief Executive Officer is responsible for overall company strategy and performance. So when I'm talking about who is the, if you talk about any company, Cognizant. So who is the CEO? See, first of all, if any other third party, any other country, if suppose they are talking, they are negotiating, anything about, they will approach CEO of the any company. Okay, based on that CEO strategies, okay, we follow this strategy, we follow the hybrid model, we follow the work from home model, we follow the day to day, those strategies. Who is responsible for that? So it's a CEO is the one who is responsible for our overall company strategy and performance. What is the performance of the company? What is the revenue for this quarter? Okay, TCS has made some $25 billion for this revenue. So he has to, chief executive officer is responsible for, company performance as well as the strategy. And during the pandemic, if you remember, TCS has announced that till 2025, we don't allow employees to come to the office and work. So that is the one of the key decision was taken by TCS CEO. So these kind of I'm just giving you real time examples. So he's responsible for driving strategy, and performance. Next,
But at the same time,
yeah.
TCS is, I mean, so when it comes to the TCS, for an example, so they have their strategy, but the company or the client which they are working for, so nowadays TCS employees are even implemented to come to the at least hybrid model, or go to the hybrid model, or work on site. So I mean, is it through the TCS, or it depends on their clients?
No, no. It's actually first of all based on any client approaches. It depends on that TCS strategy. They should stick to the TCS strategy. If suppose TCS has agreed upon the strategies of proposed by the client, then there is a mutual agreement. Okay.
Understood.
So that's how it happens. So first of all,
So
anyone is going to, yeah. Why? Because the clients, most Indian domestic government projects will go to TCS. Why? Because when it comes to the paying, when any foreign client approaches in any, why TCS is famous for domestic projects in the sense their billing cycle will be cheaper. Okay, they will have to pay in
that is
rupees.
something I understand, but let's say I'm just trying to differentiate between the, let's say TCS is, it's a big company over here in USA as well.
Uh-huh.
As per my awareness, I'm just talking about as per my knowledge of the current affairs. Okay, I'm not talking about the like technically sounds good sounds person, but some
No,
of the,
no.
let's say there are so many projects which comes under the TCS. I mean, client is someone else, but then they want you to go on site, or and work, or as a work as a hybrid model. So that is the understanding between the company and the TCS, or I mean client and the TCS, or how it's gonna work.
Actually, in such cases, how if suppose I'm working for a project RBC, assume it's a Royal Bank of Canada, it's a bank project. So as per the client, I am not supposed to, work in an environment where the data is going to be exposed. Why? Because that is a banking data. Okay, so in such a cases, I only should work from the office. Why? Because nobody is allowed to view my desktop, and I'm not supposed to give the data outside.
Understand.
Okay, in such cases, even TCS cannot do anything. Okay, it's a client. Oh, it's a client requirement. Based on that, he will hire the people and he will deploy to the client. So when you stick to the client, when they deploy to any other client, so they have to follow their guidelines. Okay, then only TCS can make good amount of revenue out of RBC.
Understand.
Yeah. So if suppose there are few projects, some retail or some non-financial or some telecom, so few projects where the data is not data is not so not there is not no importance given to the data. So we have some data that the data is not necessarily being maintained as a confidential. So you can work from anywhere.
So in such cases, those clients, you can either work from your home, or you can go come to the office, or it based on, again, it comes to the, TCS guidelines, the third party that, you work for some telecommunication client. So whereas the data is not so much, you no need to provide any security to the existing data. In such cases, there is no such push for you, or you'll have to go to the client mission, and you'll have to go to the some place wherein as nobody is allowed. So there are no restrictions kind of, you can work from anywhere. So that facilitation. So okay, let's assume our COVID situation, so our pandemic
Mhm.
situation, no one is allowed to come outside. Oh, so you will have to work from your own network. So you will have to work from your own place. You will have to work from your own, wherever you stayed. So you will have to work from that place itself. So that depends. Those strategies, those working models, to everything, CEOs are responsible for everything. So next, Chief Information Officer. It's a kind of oversees the organizations technology strategy. So chief information is officer is responsible for technology strategy, company strategy. The main difference between CIO and CEO is, like, main overall company strategy will be, organized by CEO, whereas technology strategy, so which how you're going, how much, how you're in technical, what I can say, are we adapting the new technologies which are evolving in the market? Are we good, which is cheaper technology we can make, are we having the experts of the technology in the market? Are we company hiring the people who are, legitimate, and, who are more having more technical skills? So those kind of technical strategies, being taken care by CEO, chief information officer, in any company. So this is the major difference. So next, management level. So management level, first of all, after CEO, it comes to the next category, management levels. So who are the people who falls under this category? So IT directors and managers who manages specific IT, departments. If suppose, it's been a big tree, your CEO, after it's like, management level, who manages, it's a high level management, I can say, like IT directors and managers. If suppose we have any contract which is built for software for our pizza delivery system, we are going to have a online portal for pizza delivery system. What comes, IT directors and managers who are responsible for managing this project itself. So they will simply manage, okay, are we good on process? The developers are developing the application as per the expectations. The IT directors are, giving their suggestions, or whenever it is required. Are they conducting on regular, teammates or anywhere else? Are they responsible for team outing? So making them, uh,
So,
uh,
sir,
yes.
here, sorry to interrupt you, sir, again, but here I do have a question. So, IT director is the person who is gonna hire the developers or project manager or any other post?
Correct, correct. IT director. It based on, IT director. Actually, he will see that, okay, we have that requirement. He will see the profile, whether he will interview the candidate, whether he will see assess the, technology of the person, whether he is able to meet the requirement or not. So those kind of manage. It's a major role, managing the specific IT departments, development infrastructures. If suppose we
Hmm.
have some, in IT, we have a development department, we have infrastructure department, for example. So there are, 4 5 teams, assume one team has one manager, two teams have two managers. So these two managers comes report to one IT director. It follows like that. uh,
Okay, so here I do have one more question.
uh-huh.
So it seems like IT director is very technical sounds person, right? You
Correct, correct,
regarding the technology, let's say Java, Salesforce, or anything, right?
correct.
So over here, I do have one more question. Is like project manager is as same as the IT director, because since he doesn't sounds So technically, but at the same time, he sounds more
Yes,
into
yes.
the business side.
Here, project manager's responsibilities oversee the planning and execution of the specific projects. IT directors is the one who manages the project managers. Okay,
Okay,
project
okay.
managers will see the planning. The project planning is as per the timeline. On the execution of the project is on the is going smooth.
Hmm.
So those kind of roles will be performed by project managers. IT directors are the category who manages the project managers. Okay,
Project
are
manager.
there yes are the project
So,
managers or
so
yes, it's a kind of
if I'm gonna say,
one plus project managers will report to IT directors. You got me right?
so
IT
if I'm gonna,
directors report to CEO.
so if I'm gonna say something like this, that project managers are interviewed by the IT director, then I'm not wrong.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Only only the when you are going to assess a person, a one step up. Okay, if suppose you are taking an interview to a developer, some senior developer will come into the picture and he will take the interview. Senior developer,
Okay.
manager, project senior project manager. So like that, one level up. Those people only
Okay.
will have the authority to do the interview. Okay. Next,
Okay.
technical level. When I'm talking about technical, this is like executive level. We have CEO, CIO. Management level, we have IT directors, managers, project managers. Now I one level down, it's a
Okay.
technical level. So technical level is a kind of here developers, programmers responsible for coding and programming. So in this layer, developers and programmers comes into the picture, who are responsible for coding and programming. Next, system analysis. Analyze and design information systems. So network administrations manage and maintain an organization's IT infrastructure. So these kind of these types, developers, system analysts, network and administrators. These fall under this
So
layer.
what exactly
Okay.
the role of system analysis?
System analyst analyze and design the information systems. If suppose you are what I'm just let me give you an example. One sec. A system analyst, right?
Yes.
Let me give you a real-time
Take your
example.
time. Take your time. Yes.
Developer, right? He works on the coding.
Developing side. Yeah, coding
Yeah,
side. Yeah.
yeah. So
So system analyst is the same as a business analyst, or
you can say in few cases,
right?
correct.
So if
I
I'm
mean,
not
I
wrong,
cannot completely say it's like uh, I'll give you one example.
so let's say system
Like
analyst.
it's a
Let me
technical
let.
a system analyst analyzes an organizational information
That's what
systems to
I'm
the
trying to
improve.
say.
For example, they
So,
might assess a company's current software. Okay.
mhm, mhm.
And identify user needs and recommended new system to streamline the process and enhance the productivity. He will analyze the a business analyst who deals with a business. That's a different.
Only the business side, as
Correct.
well as like system analyst is deals with the technology side as well.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
If I'm not wrong. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understand.
Yeah. So network administrators or network administrators manage and maintain an organization's IT infrastructure. So network administrations, in the sense, if suppose you have a LAN connections or are proper, are you
Or
getting your LAN phones via Vivo IP phones? You will have, right? At the desk you
mhm.
will have Vivo IP phones, whether they are connection are good. We have a good system. I mean, are the security patches are going on time? Are they providing security layers to the system? So those infrastructure front, have they have good seating?
So if I'm
Those
gonna
kind of,
say,
yeah.
if I'm gonna say, like, let's say Salesforce. So Salesforce is having since it's a different technology, so it has its own administrators.
Correct.
Java is having their own administrators,
Correct.
right?
Correct, boss. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
over here, how can we decide that I would have to go to the Salesforce or I have to go to the Java?
Yeah, that is what it is based on, when you're following the agile methodology or something like that, or waterfall methodology,
Mhm.
the team sits, it before it comes to your, the IT directors or technical team, high level management, they will decide. Okay,
Okay,
if suppose they will decide
understand.
we are going to follow this, under them there are n number of teams are working. Assume there are Java team is working, mainframe team is working, Salesforce team is working. So the application, the client, the client, your stakeholders, during the discussion, we are going to follow some Salesforce. Okay, then that project, will be given to that certain department. IT, there is some one Salesforce team which is,
So
being led by some team of
so
people.
it has
So that
nothing to do with the us, like the higher authorities from us, they always will decide, like it has
correct,
nothing to do with us. Okay,
correct. Ground level, you no need to do worry about everything. It all comes about.
okay.
That is why I
So
am teaching
third,
IT hierarchy.
yes. So third level is our level, if I'm not wrong.
Correct, correct. Our level,
Okay.
correct. And you fits here. Fourth level, it's a
Mm.
business analyst level.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
perfect.
So business analyst level is, business analyst bridge the gap between business needs and IT solutions. So product owners, I told you, right? When we are
Hmm.
following the agile methodology, there is a most prominent role. Product owner is the one of the key role, which is more familiar in agile. When you're talking about agile, you'll have to aware of the roles: product owner, scrum master, and it's a kind of equivalent role. Define the iterate features for the software development. So business analyst and the product owner is the business level analyst level. It's a one of the layer. Next,
Okay.
it comes to the quality assurance level. Quality assurance level is kind of a testers, uh, ensure that software meets the quality standards, whether the product is being developed as per the test plan or it is, the test results or as expected or not. So quality assurance, quality analyst, will make sure that software meets the quality standards or not. So automation testers development and implement the automated testing scripts. In testing we have two areas: manual testing and automated testing. Manual testers, what does they do? They will write the test cases and they will execute manually. Okay. So automation
And
testers,
they
what
will
they
do
will
it
do?
by themselves or
Yes,
they
yes.
will have a team.
Yeah, they have a team. Actually, testing team will be there. So what they will do, any software product is been, came up, to for them. So they will start writing the test cases. Okay, assume I have built it a pizza develop, pizza delivery. I have developed a web portal for pizza delivery system. What manual testers will do? Okay, whether the response time is, or lesser than 0.1 second. So whether the as soon as we give the credentials, the web portal is launching. So whether it is validating the username and password, whether what if I am not given a password length mismatch, what if I have given the alphabets, what if I'm not given the numbers, which is a mandatory. So these kind
So
of scenarios they will write.
over
Yeah.
here, whoever the person, like concerned person is working, he or she might can, or whosoever can see that our password and everything
Uh-huh. Okay.
regarding
Yeah.
a WhatsApp app. Let's say
Correct.
if I do have a login, so these
Uh-huh.
are the people who can have our access as well.
Correct. Why? Because
Okay.
testers in the sense, they will test the application whether it is as expecting, as per the expectations. When we write the test cases, testers will do, okay, this is the testing test case. They will do that according to system is working as per the test case or not. So that validation
So
will be done by quality assurance.
just to make it short, I would ask you, like, let's say if I do a Facebook login ID password, right?
Uh-huh.
So some of the Facebook team will have my username and password too,
Uh-huh. Okay.
right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, it's a kind of, Yogesh, testing in the sense they will have to make sure the product is built without any defects.
Okay.
Okay. Testing in the sense, if suppose you have built any system, developers has done some, they have developed some web application system. What testers will do, they will whether check that web application is working as per the expectation. Okay.
Mhm.
uh,
So
yeah,
o-
yeah.
over
So what
here,
yeah.
no, over here, I don't want to sound like more stupid, but over here, Mark Zuckerberg is having some case that he deleted the, I mean, he leaked, not deleted, but he leaked some data. So let's say if I do have an Instagram account, they at least some certain point of a time they do have my username and password as well. They are aware.
Okay.
That's what my
Correct.
question is. Are they
Oh, they
aware?
are ever. Okay. Oh, you got me right. So before any product, before it is going into the live, testing phase lies between development phase and deployment phase. Okay, before it is going into
Okay.
the
Oh
live,
wow.
you are not okay. You are not given. You are not supposed to use your application. Okay, you
Okay.
got me right.
Uh-huh.
So testing phase, after testing phase is over, after that it this product which we developed, which is a bug free, which is a defect free, then only that application or whatever the product goes into the live. Okay,
Okay.
so then only you are going to use that application. Not
Understood.
like it's a live application you're talking about, which is already there in the market. Your credentials are being used by some other one. That is not it. That's a different scenario. It's a testing phase. Any product is being built after the development phase is over. That is given to a testing team. They will do end-to-end testing. They will make sure whether the application is being performed as per the expectation or not. So after that quality assurance team, it will go to the support level. There is some other layer, provide technical support to the end users. IT operations, what happens, as soon as the testing is over, that product goes alive. So in the alive, the users also will might face issues with the existing system. In such cases, they will need some technical support to the end users. What happens, they manage day-to-day IT activities and infrastructures. They should make sure whether any live users are facing any issues. They will resolve their issues. They will provide the technical support to the end users. So here we help desk support staff. If suppose you are facing some system, what you will do, you will raise a ticket in the portal. Okay, I am facing this issue. So support team or help desk team will come into the picture. They will fix your issue. Okay, this is where
Mm-hmm.
they will have to, when you are using any application, any issues you are facing, so this you will approach some technical team, so they will resolve your issues. Assume
For an
you are,
example,
yeah, for example,
if I do have an issue with the Chase Bank, so I will get in touch with the help desk regarding my app or something which I want to know.
correct, correct, true,
Okay,
support level
perfect.
comes here. Yes, IT
Okay.
operations. So it's a kind of, again, manage day-to-day IT activities and infrastructure. So it is one of the support level. Next is sales and marketing. Sales and marketing, in the sense, this is the one key team, uh, sell IT products and services. Sales representatives. Okay, I have developed this product from my company. So are you interested to, have this? So they will promote, they will sell your IT product, what you have built.
Understand.
Yeah, so marketing
Virat
specialist.
Kohli, Rahul Dravid, and everybody.
Correct, correct. Marketing specialist. So promote the company's products and services. So what happens, marketing specialist will do, promote the company's product and services. We are, we are making this product. We are providing these services. So whenever, then only you will come to know. The people will come to know. Okay, this company is doing this service. So we can approach them and we can,
So basically, advertisement. Yeah.
correct, correct. So next it's one of the category. It's a legal and compliance. Compliance officer ensured adherence to the legal and regularity requirements. Whatever the system, whatever the office, whatever, if suppose we are not supposed to deploy a factory in a there is a public place. If suppose I'm going to install a factory which is releasing more chemical values, chemical smoke. So I'm not I should be following the environmental guidelines. So then only after getting an approval I am supposed to start a factory. So
Understand.
this team
Understand.
will make sure whether we are ensure the adherence to the legal and regularity requirements. They will have to
So
follow that local government rules. If suppose I am not supposed to construct a IT company in any forest.
so like Instagram, you cannot add any violent videos
Correct.
or any abusive or this kind of such videos you cannot upload.
Correct. Yeah, it's a good example. So intellectual property lawyers protect the company's intellectual assets. So there are few lawyers which are hired by companies. They will protect the company's intellectual assets, in the sense, if suppose anybody using their branding name so without their permission, or anybody using their those kind of yeah. So okay, I have developed a product, so this is being developed by TCS. That's a false premise. So those kind of intellectual property lawyers will fight on that, while fighting that, protecting the intellectual assets. Yeah. Yeah, this is all about today's class.
Oh,
So
perfect, man. How come you made this? I mean, so far, I'm not gonna, mm, I'm not gonna say more about you, but I would love to say that how the way you made it, it seems so easy to understand.
yeah, no problem. And I have such an experience, I have trained people more than, so for some
Yeah, this
40, 70
hierarchy,
plus.
oh my goodness. I mean, the way you explain, I just have to go through the one more time, but the way you explain is like I mean, it's very easy to understand.
Okay, man. So that is what my intention is, even non-IT person also have to get idea. Why? Because
And
I'm teaching all of this. You're all new to the IT organization, right? So it is always good.
right.
I have to give insight about what is having, what is,
So, so
yeah.
here again, I would like to say sorry to interrupt you, but the way you explained me is it was, and you answered all my questions, all of my understanding. So, I mean, heads up to you, sir. As of now, I like the way I love the way you are helping me.
No problem, man.
Thank you so much. Really
Yeah,
appreciate.
yeah. Thank you, man. Okay.
Right.
So so yes. So I not going to give any new assignment today. I just, please finish the assignment which I have given yesterday's,
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Any doubts tomorrow? I will
Oh,
upload this
absolute.
document into the, okay.
Okay, okay. Absolutely, sir. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you
bye,
so much.
bye. Have a nice day.
You too. Have a fantastic day.
Yeah.